All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry we missed last week, but we're back. It's Mario Monday, and we're heating up, Austin. We are about 9 days away from the Mario Galaxy movie, and we're getting excited about it. So we've seen a lot more, few trailers. We've seen some really fun stuff from the marketing material. I mean, they're going all out on this movie. So let's dive in today. We're going to talk a little bit about kind of the direction that we think the movie is going to go, kind of the plot, and then also talk about maybe what Nintendo and Illumination and everyone involved maybe coming up with in a different direction for maybe a bigger picture, possibly a Smash Bros. Movie at some point. I know it's what everybody's hoping for, but we got a lot to talk about today. So relax, sit back, and let's dive into it.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I mean, we're 8 days away from the Super Smash, or we're 8 days away from the Super Mario Galaxy movie, not Super Smash. That's what we're talking about today. And I just think there's just so much that's going to be revealed in this movie, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out. Um, so, Jonathan, I think one of the things that we have been talking about a lot is how the galaxy itself is going to set the stage for the larger cinematic universe that Nintendo's setting up. So, um, what do you think about that? I mean, like we know we have like the Gateway Galaxy, and we've
Yeah,
already seen in some of the promotional like trailers that's kind of like a like it's what it's called. It's a gateway to other places, and we've seen things like Rob, as like a guide or like a concierge in that place, which shows you that
yeah,
they're not afraid to start putting other characters
right.
in these movies. And so, how do you think that's going to be set up? Like, do you think that this movie is going to kind of softly introduce some of those characters, and we'll go from there? Or how do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great clue. Kind of, we looked at it a couple weeks ago with the Gateway Galaxy website and kind of how it is kind of a hub for traveling to different galaxies. We've seen how like the Kong kind of kingdom is within the Mushroom Kingdom. They're kind of in the same world, so to speak. And so we've got a little bits and pieces of stuff like that. And we've already, if you count how many people from Smash Bros has been on the big screen or is planning to come to big screen, we're getting to a quite big number. And I don't know if you remember, but I want to say the original Smash Bros roster was maybe like 12 or 16 total, but they could be working up to that. Obviously, we have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Rosalina, she's been on all the recent Smash games, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, those kind of people who are in Smash Bros. Games now for sure. We look at Link's got a movie coming out next year. Pikachu's already been on the big screen. There's lots of characters that we could think about. Not to mention, like you said, Rob. And then the big question mark that everybody thinks they figured out from that one uh, piece of marketing material is Star Fox. That would be a huge one. That'd be a
Yeah,
huge telltale sign that Smash Bros. Is the end goal.
no, agreed. I mean, let's think about it for a second, though. I mean, like with the promotional images we've been seeing, with the trailers that have been going on, Star Fox would make a lot of sense. I don't know if he's in that shot that we've seen in the trailer that we talked about, that everybody's speculating, but I mean, honestly, with this idea, it would actually make sense of why Nintendo and Illumination decided to go straight to Galaxy for their second movie, because it's a way for them to slowly build out what they want to do. And we already know that this movie is going to flesh out the Galaxy storyline. We're actually going to get like probably bigger lore. And so, with that being said, they're able to be like, well, Star Fox is a space character,
Yep.
Samus is a space character,
Yep.
Kirby is borderline a space character,
Right.
Rob is a space character. F Zero is a space character.
Yeah.
Um, Captain Falcon, not F Zero, but it's the same game.
From that game,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of space characters out there that they could introduce through that. And
Oh, yeah.
ultimately, I mean, like Super Smash Brothers is essentially like another worldly threat that's
Right.
coming in, and all these people band together to fight off against the Master Hand, or whatever the
Right.
threat they're going to do for this. Excuse me. And I think that this is the best way to do it. The Gateway Galaxy could open up a chance for us to see characters like Star Fox. I don't think they're going to throw in Samus and Kirby and all those people in this movie, but I definitely think this is a way for them to set up. And even the post-credit scene of the Galaxy movie is probably going to set up what we're getting next, whether it's a Mario spinoff or an actual secondary Nintendo movie like Donkey Kong
Yeah.
or Star Fox.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think, well, first of all, I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago too, but I think the movie's going to do super well. And I think that companies have not really been into making movies that do well and then not make movies anymore. So we're going to get more movies. The question is, what's the direction they're going to go? And obviously, if they're introducing some other characters side by side, all those characters are going to get like be more part of different movies. We've heard the cast themselves talk about a Luigi's Mansion movie. There's been rumors about Donkey Kong movie more than I could shake a stick at. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely coming. We obviously, like I said, we have the Zelda game, the Zelda movie coming out next year, and so who knows how they're gonna piece those worlds together. But yeah, like I said, I think that they're going to see these movies doing well and know that they can't just stop at, this movie. They're going to have to make more. The direction they go or how long they take to get to a Smash Bros level finale, bringing in more characters, that's to be seen, but we're getting more movies, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Zelda's the trick because I mean, you obviously out of any character other than Mario and Donkey Kong, Zelda's probably the second biggest Nintendo property.
Mhm.
That people are going to want. I mean, it's the 40th anniversary of Zelda this year as well, and so people want that. I mean, going the live action route kind of has thrown a little wrench in the plan. I mean, like if they truly are going to do a Super Smash or a Nintendo universe, like Zelda has to be a part of that. So is there a way for the live action to meld into the animated, whether it's like a portal thing or whatever it is? I
Yeah.
mean, like time will tell on that. I mean, it's obviously going to depend on the success of this Zelda movie. But we do know that they're going to make a Donkey Kong movie. I mean, like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, there's no way they're not going to capitalize off of that.
Yeah.
The big question is Donkey Kong going to be in this movie? We can talk a little bit about that. But I mean, ultimately, like everything should be animated, and I feel like majority of the characters in Nintendo kind of would thrive off animation.
Yeah.
And to me, doing Zelda next, Donkey Kong next, and Star Fox would be the way to go.
Mhm.
Star Fox is a little. The only thing there is that like normal people don't know about Star Fox. Like that's
Yeah, it's a little bit
there hasn't been a
lesser.
Star Fox game since GameCube, I think it was.
Yeah, there might have been one on Wii, I can't remember, but not like a major game.
Yeah, so
But
I mean, do you think so? Let's start with Donkey Kong. I mean, like, do you think Donkey Kong's in this movie? Because I mean, that would be a perfect way for them to expand the universe.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing what I think about Donkey Kong. They obviously haven't shown him. So like if you're going off the marketing material, you think no, he's not in the movie. They would have shown him. And the
Yeah.
only reason I think that makes sense is if he's kind of a big deal or he is going to be vital to maybe what comes next. And I think that's maybe a mention at the beginning of the movie, like he plays a small part and he mentions something that is crucial to the storyline and that's it. Or he comes in at the end of the movie kind of for like a last minute either help or just like after the fact, like after they beat the series and then they talk about, well, we need Donkey Kong, we're going to go do something better, bigger and better than this, like they're going to need to come back. And so I think that's the only way he's in it is if it's something very important and vital to like storyline or future movies.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that I don't think Donkey Kong's in it prominently. I think we may get a reference to the Kong universe or something like that,
Yeah.
or maybe when the castle's taken and maybe like the everybody kind of freaks out, or maybe it's at the end. But I honestly think that Donkey Kong's going to get thrown in at the end, or they're going to do like be a tease for
Mm,
something to come with a larger threat because we don't really know how this movie's going to end yet with Bowser
true.
Jr. and Bowser, but they're not going to kill Bowser and Bowser Jr. Like that's not a thing that
No, no,
happens
no.
in Nintendo. So I think a larger threat's going to emerge from the galaxy. Honestly, what would be the super coolest thing is if we had like a threat, not Ganondorf because obviously that's
Yeah.
Zelda, but like if we had like a Star Fox level threat or something like that, or something to do with
Yeah.
Metroid, and then it just
Ooh,
expands from there, that would be pretty
yeah.
crazy.
That would be awesome.
But I think the likelihood that the next step in the universe is Donkey Kong, and we get King K. Rule with its own little like side thing.
Yeah.
But I also think Luigi's Mansion's a huge thing too. I mean, Chris Pratt, you mentioned it, but like Chris Pratt mentioned in the press tour for Galaxy that like if he could have any movie, like Luigi's Mansion would be the one.
Yeah,
Um,
Charlie Day was like, "Yeah, I'm here for it."
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I think that they already kind of have these things sprinkled in because I mean, there's also a mystery character that they're saying that's in this movie, and a lot
Yeah,
of the
they
theories are it's Wario. So Wario could be the next big bad beyond this, and so they could be sticking to that
mhm,
because they could. I mean, without the cinematic universe of Nintendo, they could build out the Mario world
true.
extensively.
Yeah,
They
there's a
could do
there's a ton. I mean, you talk about Wario and Waluigi, that's a dual threat that are, obviously they're known. And then Luigi's Mansion, we're talking about King Boo. There's tons of bosses you can look at that are like big bads in some of the games. I mean, you haven't talked about the Koopalings yet. Brutals in Odyssey. Like there's been tons of different kind of enemies, like Boom Boom Pom Pom, all those different people that have been in the games, like crucial bosses. Obviously, there's so much to draw from. Like they have so much content to pull out of these games to put in a movie. It's just a matter of what direction they're going to go and how they're going to piece it together.
I honestly think the Koopalings are in this movie.
You think they're in this movie?
I think we're gonna get references to them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're in this movie. Um, that would be a lot. That would be a lot to kind of pile in. They definitely, if they do, they won't have major roles, right? Because they would have talked about that more, and they would have like given voice actors if they were a major part of it.
No, agreed. But I mean, you think about it, Bowser Jr. has been kind of building an army with his dad being MIA. And if they're going to reference Bowser having a kid, then the Koopalings would be a perfect time to be like, hey, there's all these
Yeah,
other things out there. Like they're eventually going to have to do that. I mean, the
yeah.
Koopalings
That
are so prominent
now
in
that I think
Mario.
about it, that might be the perfect like post credit scene is like to talk about the Koopalings, like Bowser Jr. talking about like, well, we've been raising up an army here and it kind of shows the Koopalings like in training, maybe I don't know, but yeah, I mean that's the other thing that I'm excited about is that with the first movie they did the post credit scene teasing Yoshi, right?
Yeah,
That they're not going to stop doing post credit scenes. That they know that was great. People love Yoshi. They're gonna tease people along because of course they planned this out. They probably got the next handful of movies planned out.
yeah,
They know which direction this is going. They're going to tease people along.
yeah. Agreed. I mean, I read something today actually that they're trying to gain the movie rights for Metroid.
Okay.
Um, and I've seen that sprinkled a couple times throughout the past year. And I think they're trying to acquire the ability to make some of these larger things because they're seeing the success of the Mario movie.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, Nintendo's not going anywhere. I mean, like the new Metroid Prime is a huge success, and I mean Kirby continues to be a huge success. Star Fox is really one of the only ones that hasn't got a lot of love in a while. S Rose actually commented when we were talking, but he said Star Fox Zero on Wii U was the last title. So even so, like that was before the
Yeah.
Switch, and so
Yeah. Still
yeah,
over 10 years ago.
yeah, and that's huge for Star Fox fans. And so I think that this would be a perfect time to reintroduce Star Fox. Switch Two honestly would be a great place to
Yeah.
bring out another Star Fox movie game. So
Yeah, how they go hand in hand, and so they're like Nintendo is thinking long term. They're a business trying to make money, so obviously they're gonna try to piece things together. If they're gonna introduce a character into a game, they're gonna capital or into the movie, they're gonna capitalize with a game. Like they did that with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's had such a resurgence over the past couple years, thankfully, because he's one of Nintendo's greatest characters. But he
yeah,
was like a little dead there for a minute. Like he didn't have a new game. They remade the same game like three times on different consoles, and just ported some games over to Switch. And then you're like, man, he's nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's movie, theme park, brand new 3D game within the first month of Switch 2. Like blew up, and now everybody's like, yes, Donkey Kong, give us more. Yes, King K. Rule, we love to see it.
I know. Well, you remember we were when the Donkey Kong showed up in the Mario movie, we were like, "There's got to be a new game," and then we
Yeah.
kind of predicted that it was going to be the launch game for
Oh
Switch
yeah.
2, and then it ended up being the case. And I'm like, okay, well, we got Pauline, who's such a big deal after Odyssey, and now Bonanza, and so
Yep.
to me, that's a whole storyline of itself that those movies are probably going to flesh out with the
Dude,
Kong.
that's a
And it
huge
doesn't have to be
storyline.
one of those things to where it can be the very, very similar to the Marvel setup. Like you have your own universe with each character, but then they all come together for a big level event. Like Mario and Donkey Kong would be the perfect people to start building out those things. And I think we could get multiple Donkey Kong movies off of that. And so it makes sense to me that this would be a way for them to do that. I mean, I personally think that like you think about Luigi's Mansion and Luigi. I mean, this is going to be the movie where where Mario and Luigi kind of they're bros the entire movie. They're not split up.
Yeah.
But I think that like I think they're kind of setting Luigi up because you even see in the trailers like he's kind of saying like, "Oh, I'm not scared anymore," and then he's like, "People can change. People can change." Like that's going to lead into Luigi's Mansion most likely.
Oh yeah.
And we already, I mean, for those of us that know about like Professor Egad and the paintbrush, like I think that they could potentially bring him in and he could be somebody that starts connecting the pieces for them to do their own thing from Sunshine to Mansion.
Dude, I definitely think EGAD has. I think we're gonna get at least mention. I think he might be in this movie. I've seen some of the clips that looks kind of eerily similar to his setups in Luigi's Mansion, like
Yeah,
some of the pieces in Mega Leg, like some of the screens. I think they're inside. We can see like the chair and then like the different screens. And I think that looks really similar to what like his setup looks like in Luigi's Mansion 3 and 2, I think. And we don't really know exactly his like allegiance per se. And so he could kind of just be like his own mad scientist guy who isn't really allegiant, like he doesn't have allegiance to anybody, and he kind of is working both sides. And so maybe he made Mega Leg for Bowser Jr., or maybe he did give him the paintbrush of some kind, and then maybe maybe he joins the good side. I don't know. We'll get to see. But I think that would be a sweet intro into the universe, and then also a another thing that could be cool is he could be the reason why they branch off into a Luigi's Mansion movie.
agreed. So this image is kind of small. I was trying to find a better one, but you can see here this chair in Mega Leg where Rosalina is looks exactly like Professor Egad's chair.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get a better photo pulled up. So you can see right here behind Rosalina, that looks
Yes.
like a Professor Egad setup.
Yeah. The red chair with the green screens.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe is Egad the one that's supplying the ability to make
I think it's very possible. Yeah.
these things? Like he could be working for both sides
Yeah.
type thing.
I mean, that would be a really sweet cameo, and that would,
Yeah.
like I said, that would set up some really cool stuff. Hopefully, into a Luigi's Mansion movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many avenues to be able to connect those things, and I think it would be simple like placements, just like Marvel did. You know, you
Yeah,
throw these little characters here and there, and then you set up this bigger thing. And the Gateway Galaxy, I think we're going to get a lot of references to different Nintendo stuff subtly.
oh yeah,
We start building the stage for that. I mean, the Nintendo and Illumination would be stupid not to capitalize off of building that up. I
yeah,
mean, they know what people want. They know that they have the formula now, and Nintendo has been thriving off of video games for so long that now they can capitalize into the movie space and capture the heart of more kids and families. I mean, so many people went and watched these movies that weren't even huge video gamers and
yeah.
fell in love with Mario. And so I don't. It's definitely not going anywhere. Who do you? Maybe this is the kind of the bigger question that I actually just had. Who do you think ultimately, like, I mean, if they start piecing these things together, who would be the big bad?
Man, that's a great question. You kind of would think that it might take turns. I mean, I think that you could ultimately have someone like a Bowser or Ganondorf be the big bad, but if we're talking about the Smash Bros, like if they do the theming of Smash Bros, I think you're right. Maybe they have the master hand because that's always kind of been the main, big bad in the Smash Bros. Games. Obviously, they've had some different ones over the years, like in World of Light and Ultimate. I forget what the name of it was, but like Galeem or something like that. I don't know. Like there's like light and darkness, but there could be some sort of bigger power that's controlling Master Hand, but I think that the big bad people might come from within, and it might be just the villains maybe teaming up together, realizing that they have common ground, whether it's, Ganondorf or Silux or, whatever the reasoning is, we don't know, but I think it might come from within, and then the master hand is involved in some way.
Yeah, and I mean, S Rose could probably tell us in the chat because he knows more. I think than maybe we do about Smash Bros. But I don't think they've ever really explained Master Hand or any of the origins or anything like that. I mean, like that was always something that was super curious to me as a kid. I was like, where did this guy
Yeah,
come from? Like, what's the point of it? You just know that you build up and fight off this guy at the end of the game.
sure.
But the Master Hand, honestly, he reminds me a lot of like Andros from Star Fox,
Yeah,
and because Andros could be a big space villain too.
yeah.
That's really
Okay, no idea on the lore there. Yeah, if anybody in the chat knows the deep lore behind Smash Bros. Master Hand and maybe just some bigger story, we'd love to hear it. But that's something that we could look into. Or, I think one of the things that Nintendo can actually capitalize on now is that they've left a lot of lore pretty vague in the video games, and that way they can have creative control with it in the movies. Like they don't have to deal with like, oh, that's not how they did it in the game, or that's not this or that. They can kind of take it like they kind of left it vague, so they can go whatever direction they want with on the big screen.
Yeah, agreed. I think chat, what would be your top movie for Nintendo to make next outside of Mario? Let us know in the chat if you guys are interested and inclined to do so.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. We can answer too. I'll answer. I'd say the next movie that I'd most want to see, I think is a Donkey Kong movie. I mean, I think that I want to see some Donkey Kong origins, some deeper things with the Kong. You know, that's been a mystery since the beginning of Mario, is this whole timeline of the original Donkey Kong game where Mario was introduced. When he's climbing up the ladders, you know, Donkey Kong has actually Pauline, which most people don't know, but Pauline at the top, um, that's actually like Cranky Kong or Donkey Kong's grandfather or father, and Jumpman Mario is actually Mario's grandfather or whatever, and so we don't know the lore behind that, and so I would love to see some in-depth lore of the very beginnings of Mario and Donkey Kong and that sort of thing, and Pauline in that with that, because we obviously have been debating over the past few months about whether Donkey Kong Bonanza is a prequel to Odyssey or what the scenario was there with baby Pauline, or not baby Pauline, but like teenage Pauline
Yeah.
compared to her being the mayor in Odyssey. And so some clarity on that via the Donkey Kong origin story, I think would be sweet.
Yeah, I'd agree. I see. I don't jump straight to Donkey Kong just because I'm like, I feel like that's a given that they're going to do that. Luigi's
Fair.
Mansion would be honestly something that I think that would really expand the Mario universe.
Yeah.
I think they should 100% do a Luigi's Mansion movie. But I think outside of the Mario space or the Donkey Kong space, like if we're talking about building out the cinematic universe, like I'd probably have to say Star Fox or Kirby.
Yeah.
I think both would fit so well, especially
Yeah,
when
they
you get
would.
into like the whole like lore of the Lumas and like the space and like I mean
Yeah.
like think about it, the Cosmic Observatory. If you really tried to build out your own lore beyond the games, the Cosmic
Yeah.
Observatory or the Gateway Galaxy could be like a major hub
Oh yeah,
for every galaxy in that sector, essentially.
for sure.
And you think about other things like you think about comic book type things like DC Comics or Marvel, and the way they do things. Like everything is like different parts of space,
Yeah.
but everything's kind of connected. And then like all the heroes like function in their own environment, but then like when something happens, everything comes together. Like that's essentially what Super Smash Bros. Did without actually telling a story.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna piece it together. Um, but I do think that they have so much to play with, like we talked about. They have so many different video games and storylines to follow and kind of make up that they're going to be making movies until forever. I mean, they're not going to stop because these movies are doing well. I would bet some money that this movie's going to do better than the first Mario movie, which did incredible.
for sure. So hot take, Legendary Link, welcome back. We missed you in the last stream we did, but he said they should do a Princess Peach movie. Okay.
Okay, well, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
What direction would they go with Princess Peach? We know from the first movie, if you remember, she's raised in the Mushroom Kingdom. She doesn't know where she came from. She came in as a baby. The Toads kind of raised her, and then they made her princess. And so we could have two things. We could have an origin story of Princess Peach, where we talk about who dropped her off there, how she came in, and then her growing up as like a little girl through the Mushroom Kingdom with Toads. And then, or we could also have like a kind of branching out Princess Peach amiibo as an adult only, where she goes out to discover something, or maybe we're gonna get that in this movie. I don't know.
Yeah, so hear me out. So we've already said this before. I think this movie is giving us Princess Peach's origin,
Okay,
and I we saw in the bio for the movie that she
true.
gets a call from an unexpected thing from her past, which
Yeah,
probably sends her to space with Toad. And so I think that's a subset of this movie, and I still believe that her and Rosalina are connected.
yeah. I
But
mean,
what if that's a spinoff from this movie? What if like whatever happens in this movie now, like maybe Princess Peach and Rosalina have their own adventure to go find their mother or something. I don't know.
oh
Like,
man, yeah, that would be insane.
yeah,
That would be sweet. I mean, we know that they've made these princesses in these movies like super powerful. So we're gonna probably see them kick some butt. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Obviously, like I don't know how it would do. The real question is, yeah, how these other spin-offs would do in comparison to Mario. Like without Mario being the centerpiece, how well do they do?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know.
the kicker, and it's a huge question because a lot of people out there would probably be like, "Well, yeah, Princess Peach, like she's just as well known as Mario," and like, that may be true, but obviously Mario is a household name, and so is Donkey Kong,
Right.
and so when you think of something like that, maybe there is a big enough following now with Mario and the movies, and even with that Princess Peach Showtime game that came out.
True.
I don't remember how well that did from a sales
I think it
perspective.
did very mediocre. I mean,
Okay,
but I think that's probably was to be expected. I don't think they thought it was going to knock it out of the park.
yeah. Um, hey, I'm gonna answer this question real quick. The singing cellist said, "How would they fit Peach's origin story in with Yoshi and Bowser Jr. in a 1 hour and a half movie?" Yeah, huge thing. I don't know. We want to take a crack at that. How you
Fair
think that
point.
would?
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's a fair point. So we know that from the first movie, Nintendo and Illumination, like they rushed through every storyline. That was one of the biggest complaints about the first movie was that you didn't really like have a lot of character development per se because the movie was hopping from scene to scene, doing crazy different things. And we know that's true. And we know for a fact that Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are together on one adventure, and Peach and Toad are kind of together on one adventure. And so we know we're going to get that dual like storyline, side by side storytelling. And so I think that's how they would do it. One of them is going to run into Bowser Jr. I know Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi do in the castle. I think that maybe Princess Peach and Toad have already blast off at that point. I think they're already gone, and I think that they're going off because, like you said, she gets some message about her past, and I think that they're gonna piece some of that in as Mario and Luigi and Yoshi piece the other side in with Bowser Jr. Rosalina comes in the mix. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be well fleshed out necessarily, but or like it's not going to be the sole story, but they could piece together some smaller things for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, we talked about this when we broke down the trailer, the final trailer in the last Mario Monday that we did. And would you see in that movie, if you piece it together, that the launch star that Peach and Toad take, they launched off during the Star Festival when the
Yeah,
castle was
it
still
was
intact.
still dark. Yeah,
So when Bowser Jr. attacks, well, Peach and Toad are not there.
yeah,
And so their adventure kickstarts for a different reason than Bowser Jr. coming. So that begs the question, and I think there's more credence to it because if you go to Super Mario Galaxy's website, there is a bio there that, or like a plot synopsis there that says that she gets a call from her past or something like that, like an
right.
unexpected call from her past. And we know that they planted that seed in the first movie where she doesn't know where she came from. So at the very
True.
least, it may not be the main part of the story, but it's definitely going to be hinted at. And we know eventually that they're going to end up together again because we see in the last trailer like her Yoshi, Mario, and Luigi are flying through space together. And
Yeah,
so ultimately, it's all going to
true.
converge together.
Yeah, they're
But
definitely going to converge.
yeah, there's definitely going to be a piece of it. So
Yeah,
um,
and now that I think about it, I mean, what's the reason for the Star Festival, or maybe not the reason, but the coinciding of the Star Festival and Peach on Peach's birthday, right? That's the whole thing. Is like that happens on her birthday, kind of thing. And so there might be a deeper reason why that happens. Kind of like I know I'm nerding out here, but I got a young daughter, and I've seen Tangled, and how they do the floating lights on Rapunzel's birthday is because she's like the long lost princess, and so that could be a kind of a similar sign. Like this Star Festival happens on Peach's birthday because she was somebody special somewhere else.
that's an epic reference, actually. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Um, yeah, no, I totally agree. And you think about it too, like who's synonymous with stars? Rosalina. So
Right.
I just think it makes sense that they're going to connect the two. And again, like they're not going to like the main story is Yoshi and Bowser Jr., but that's probably going to kick off into whatever the next thing is. I mean, like maybe that's the next Mario movie. Maybe it's a spinoff. Maybe it's. I mean, they're definitely
I,
planning something.
no, I definitely think that this movie, although it's Galaxy, but they're not. I don't think they're changing lanes yet as far as Mario and Peach are the main characters. It's Mario and Peach. They're the main characters. It was the same in the first movie. Luigi was, not there a lot of the time. It was Mario and Peach. and they're gonna follow those two to the. I still think that this movie is not about Rosalina. Like she's in the movie, she's gonna be very involved, but this movie is more about Mario and Peach again doing their thing. Like they have side characters, sidekicks in a way, but I think that they're staying true to Mario and Peach because that's what Super Mario Bros. Is. It's Mario and Peach.
Yeah. Well, even when you look at the Mario Galaxy games, I mean, the first one had Rosalina the most, but
Yeah,
she
but
was
even
still never a
still,
prominent
no,
figure.
no, she was there, but the whole game you're still going for Princess Peach.
Yeah, I mean, Rosalina is more of like a guide that's like part of there as like a defender of the stars or defender of the galaxy, and I think that's
Right.
still going to remain the same. We see that with her hub on the Cosmic Observatory, and so she's definitely going to be there, and I think have a bigger role than the games had her. But I mean, you even look at the games too. I mean, like the storybook is a huge thing. There's a legend of the stars. There's a legend of the space princess, and she's a long lost princess, and she has
Right.
a connection to like doesn't know where her family is and stuff. I think that's why they're piecing that together with Peach. Like I think that at the end of this movie, like her and Peach are going to be long lost sisters reunited, and then that's going to play a part where Rosalina actually becomes a bigger thing in the movies later on.
Yeah.
But I definitely think you're right to where like this is um, solely about Mario and Peach, and ultimately
Yeah.
about the revenge that Bowser's getting. Yoshi's just a, I mean, Yoshi's obviously just a plot point to
Yeah.
get Yoshi in there and sell toys and obviously
Yeah.
have somebody for Mario to ride.
Yeah, because he's not gonna have speaking lines, right? I mean, he's gonna maybe say Yoshi and make a lot of
Yeah.
sound effects, but I don't think he talks, right?
No, I mean Donald Glover is voicing him, which is interesting. Unless Yoshi starts rapping, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think
Yeah,
Yoshi's the big speaking part.
who
I mean, an
knows?
hour. I mean, singing cellist. You're right. An hour and a half is a very short time. Like they probably should have made this movie 2 hours, but
They gotta
ultimately,
cater to kids, yeah.
we're gonna get so much out of this movie. I think it's gonna be stupid how much we get out of this movie, and I can't wait to
Yeah.
break it down with you guys.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
we're definitely going to when this movie comes out. That Mario Monday after this movie comes out, we're going to talk
Oh,
about a
man.
lot of the stuff that happened in that
We're gonna
movie.
talk about everything.
It's going to be pretty wild. So we'll probably even do some videos where we're talking about all the Easter eggs and the things that were
Oh, yeah.
referenced.
Yeah,
At
so
least see this movie
definitely
3 times.
I already have planned to go see it twice in opening weekend, so we'll
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
definitely
yeah. Well, you bought the Yoshi popcorn bucket today, so
I did, yeah. Well, I went up there to check it out because I've seen that it's sold out in a lot of places, and I asked the person there if he thought they were gonna have them on like opening day, and he was like, I don't think they're gonna make it to opening day. Like I think they're gonna be all sold out by the time that happens. So I did go ahead and snag one, but it's very cool. It's way bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah, it's pretty big. I know S Rose got one this past week or over the weekend, so
They're pretty sweet.
they're
Anyways, yeah,
pretty.
so I think Yoshi is a great character to add to the movie, and I think he's going to add a lot of like comedic relief. It looks like from some of the marketing material that we're going to get. So that's a lot of fun because I think I think he's such like a lovable character, right? He's kind of the cool sidekick that is like funny and goofy and silly and cute, but he also is like comes up super clutch for the Mario Bros. So I'm excited to see how they utilize him.
S Rose says it's huge. You
Yeah,
should put it next to your cat when we get a comparison photo.
yeah, it's definitely big. But yeah, that kind of brings me back to another point of like the marketing that Nintendo has done for this movie is insane, dude. They didn't do this much for the first movie. They're collabing with everybody.
Yeah, not that I recall. I think that was a test run, and that's why I truly think that this movie is going to set the stage for so much because they've
Yeah,
hit this formula now, and animation studios like Illumination are, in my opinion, way better quality and telling better stories than Disney used to.
dude, they're crushing.
Um,
Illumination's
and
crushing it.
I just think that like that's just the scenario we're in at this point. And so it's going to be. I think it's going to be really special.
Yeah, and they know it too because the first Mario movie did so well, and they know that like Galaxy is such a beloved game. I know we talked about this before, but Galaxy 1 and 2 both have a 97 on Metacritic, which is like insane. Both in the conversations for like best Mario games ever, and this is going to be like a love story to those games, and so they know that they're going to knock it out of the park with this one, and they're going all out. And I think they're trying to capture everybody. I mean, I've seen them do like skincare products. You obviously have these movie buckets and everything. We've seen so many different promotions with food and drinks and candy bars and everything. It's just it's insane. Old Spice was a big one, but a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we got another comment. Dime Talks says she's excited about Yoshi. So we are too, Dime. It's gonna be really cool. Yoshi's a fan favorite character. I think he's gonna bring a lot to the movie.
Oh, that's an interesting point, Legendary Link. He said, "I wonder if they're going to give Yoshi dialogue like they did Groot in the Marvel movies." I don't know. I mean, because Groot obviously always said, "I am Groot" in the comics, but like Yoshi's never had major speaking roles, and so
Just Yoshi. Yeah, I mean he's right. Like he's only said Yoshi. Oh yeah, you mean like sound effects, like his normal.
oh yeah, he said yip yaps and tongue flicks. Yeah,
Yeah,
um, yeah. I mean, that makes
yeah.
sense. I
I'm
mean,
sure.
I
I'm
think
sure. Like they gave him a good voice actor for a reason. I mean, they gave him someone who is
yeah.
going to give him some sort of character and personality for a reason.
Yeah, I mean Donald Glover. I mean he's they don't cast him for nothing. I mean, other than the fact that he's a Nintendo fan, but even in the trailer, you see like Yoshi on Luigi's bike, and he's like, rah, rah. Like
Yeah.
things like that. Like that's funny. Like I mean, so yeah, Yoshi's gonna probably have more character and more personality than just you riding him in the games and eating
Yeah,
apples.
it will be interesting to see. Like when I think of the I am Groot thing, I think of kind of the way that Rocket interprets him. And so I wonder if there's going to be that sort of connection, even though like he comes out of nowhere. So Mario and Luigi don't know him, but maybe as the movie progresses, they'll get to be like, "Oh, Yoshi is saying this, or Yoshi means this," or maybe Yoshi would just be able to show exactly what he means. But
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think we're
think
gonna get a lot of interaction between him and Toad because Toad, you can see in the trailer, like is not a fan of
he's
him.
jealous.
I think there's gonna be some comedic relief there.
Toad or
But
Yoshi? I
ultimately,
mean, yeah,
yeah, I mean, ultimately, Yoshi's just a dog. Like he's like man's best friend.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe Rosalina will translate. Yeah, maybe they're from the same place. We wouldn't really know where Yoshi's from, I guess.
I mean,
I
Yoshi's
guess he's from. I
Island.
guess he's from Yoshi's Island that we see in the first movie. Um, but that also begs the question: Do Mario and Luigi know like what a Yoshi is when they run into him?
I think they do because there was even a recent there was even a recent trailer or like TV spot because they've been sprinkling a little bit of pieces of new footage as we've been going. There was a new TV spot that showed a little bit longer of a scene when they pulled him out of the pipe, and they weren't really like shocked by it. Like I mean, they like it's like they
Yeah,
like noticed he was, and you even know that like, he immediately just goes with them. So they probably know
true.
you. I mean, we don't know the time jump between the first movie and the second movie, but we know that Mario and Luigi are going around in different kingdoms, helping with the pipes, and that's the
Yeah,
reason they can fall for Tostarena, which they find Yoshi at. So they
true.
at that point they probably know who what a Yoshi is.
Yeah, well, in the first movie, they passed through Yoshi's Island, and they saw a bunch of Yoshis running, right? So I'm sure they've
Yeah, they do.
seen it. They know what it is. So yeah, we'll get to see some sort of. I'm excited to see what they do on Yoshi's background. Um, will legit. Is there a possibility that Pauline is also Peach and Rosalina's sister? Oh man, oh man, dude, I don't know. That's a great question. We haven't seen Pauline yet in the movies, so
Well,
what
we
do
did
you
as
think,
a
Josh?
news anchor. We did as a
That's
news
true.
anchor.
That's true. She was. I forgot about that.
Was that Pauline?
That was Pauline. Yeah, it was definitely Pauline. I don't
Yeah,
think they said it was Pauline actually, but like she looked the same as she did in
yeah.
Odyssey and everything.
I mean, my thing is, I mean, maybe she's like the ugly, or I don't know about ugly, but like the redheaded stepsister type thing. I mean, because the reason that like obviously that like Peach and Rosalina seem like they connect is because they're both princesses. They both have like a mysterious origin, and
Yeah,
then they're both blonde. I mean, like so obviously that's kind of like a stereotype, but like at the end of the day, like it seems like it fits. So I don't know. I mean, I think Pauline has a different origin because I mean, like and I think it connects to Donkey Kong, and I think that's what we're gonna get with.
I think it is too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think it
know.
does too. I don't know what that is, yeah, or how they pan that out, but that it would be sweet to see all of the girls kind of doing their thing. But I hope that Pauline gets like a justification in the movie and kind of also turns out to be a pretty big character because I like her. I really liked her in Donkey Kong Bonanza
Yeah.
as like a young teen.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. So, well, actually, those in the chat, let me know what you think of Willie J. Comment. Do you think that Pauline, if you know who Pauline is, let me know. Let me know if you think that they have another sister. But hear me out. what if Pauline and Daisy
Oh, I mean the
are
brown hair. That's what you mean, the brunette hair.
yeah, I'm connecting facial features at this point. But what I mean, because obviously we know Princess Daisy's gonna come eventually too. I mean, like,
Dude, she might be in this movie. I think Sarasaland is like a very possible other galaxy that they run to. I think she's very possibly in this movie. I'm not gonna like bet on it, but yeah, she's definitely coming soon.
yeah, I mean, she's in all the games. I mean, freaking Mario Tennis Fever. She's my girl.
Yeah, she's well, she also is like the main character in the story. Like she's the one who's sick and whatever, and they're trying to save her. So
I know that's what I'm saying. So Daisy's gonna come.
yeah, she's coming for sure.
So
That's a
legendary
whole other
link.
thing.
He says, "Who is their mom?"
Oh man, we're getting in the weeds with this one. I I don't even want to touch that question. Who knows, man?
I mean, how would we know that? I mean, legendary link. Do you have a thought? Do you have any idea? Because I mean, I don't think there's any clue with Nintendo games or anything they've done that would point us in that direction. I mean, it would have to be a brand new character because I mean, you get Peach's origin hinted at in the first movie, so like I don't know where I came from, and then you have Rosalina from the games. We know with the storybook that she is a lost princess too. That just ends up as
Right.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe so. I don't know. I mean, they're from somewhere for sure. Shan's Mullen. Hi, baby. That's my fiance. She said Daisy is the best ever. She does use Daisy in every game that we play. Daisy is the goat for her. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a real possibility we're gonna get her.
Daisy's definitely underrated, and I can't wait till she comes in. I mean, the fun thing is, man, is like we talked about with the Smash Bros. Do you know how many characters were in Smash Bros. Like in Smash Bros. Ultimate after DLC? There was over 80 characters. Over 80 characters in this newest Smash Bros. Game. I mean, that's insane. And obviously, a lot of omissions as well in the Mario universe, like Waluigi. Everyone won't stop crying about Waluigi being in Smash, but he didn't make it. So maybe he can make one of the movies. I don't know.
Yeah. So Legendary Link says, was she created with star magic? Was that talked about in Galaxy?
I don't remember that. I know from the storybook, she is also kind of like like you said, a lost princess, and her mother and her family's on a different planet. But I don't know that they talk about anything like star magic or what. And she also like she looks human. I mean, obviously she's different than the Lumas, and maybe she kind of created her personality around the Lumas and like gained magic from somewhere
I mean,
else. I
she's
don't know.
definitely human, but I think that her power comes from that wand and the Luma magic,
Yes.
right? I mean, that would make
Yeah.
sense.
No, yeah, the Lumas obviously have some sort of magic. Like they can transform into planets or launch stars or a bunch of different things.
So she probably got it from them. It's just like the Toads made princess, like Peach, their princess, to guide
Yeah.
them. The Lumas made Rosalina their princess
Yeah.
to protect them.
You're probably
So,
right.
okay, we're getting in the weeds here, but I love this comment. Maybe they're Zelda and Link's twins.
Oh goodness.
This would be a crazy connection to make.
I don't even know. Wait, what is
Could
he
you imagine?
saying? Is
He's saying
is
Princess Peach and Rosalina are the twins of Zelda and Link.
oh goodness. What? Yeah, that would be that would be insane.
I mean, honestly, I don't hate the idea. I think it's a solid idea. I think if they were going to connect the worlds like that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
Like, could
another
you
thing that
imagine?
oh man, no, I can imagine. I mean, the thing is like I said, there's so much like lore that's not spoken about in the games that they have the freedom to do what they want in these movies, and they could do some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
The other thing I was thinking about with the Zelda movie, is like in the games, Zelda, like the Legend of Zelda games, they've had lots of different art styles, and I think that that like could translate well in the cinematic universe if they choose to do that. Like I think that I know it's not really done that often. I mean, it kind of is. Like Spider-Man's had both, and a lot of different series have had both, like Star Wars, Spider-Man. But like, I don't think it's crazy to have one movie be live action and another be animated. What do you think?
yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I think again, it depends on the success of the movie, and I think having Legend of Zelda live action is cool because it's kind of like Lord of the Rings. But I
Yeah,
think long term, I mean, like I'm just gonna go off of Legendary Link's comment because, like, legitimately, like if you look at the magic of the Zelda universe, we've never seen Link and Zelda necessarily like get married. I don't believe. Somebody can probably correct me on that.
I don't
Um,
think so.
but we've never really seen them like in that situation. So if you were to make it where they ended up together, they got married, they had kids, they were the king and queen of Hyrule, and they had kids, and like Ganondorf was after them after their kids, and they had to throw them through a portal to save their kids. It's like the typical tale as old as time. Get rid of your kids to save them from the
Yeah,
larger threats. They could be Peach and Rosalina. I mean, why not? I mean,
man, that'd be crazy.
I'm all for it. I'm gonna pitch this idea to now. We're gonna pitch this idea to Nintendo.
Yeah, it
Legendary,
would be
Legendary
awesome.
Link. If you're cool with it, I think we might make this a short or a video or something. I don't know. That's a cool idea.
Man, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different directions they could go with it. I'm excited to see how they start to connect some dots. I am very curious what they decide to do with Peach's origin story, which I think we will find out some of in this movie, because we've never gotten that in any game before.
True. Legendary Link says Zelda was living in Link's house in between Breath of Wild and Tears of Kingdom.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that lore either. I don't know where was that said in Tears of the Kingdom, Legendary Link, or where is that official? Is that official storyline that was in Tears of the Kingdom? I haven't heard that before.
I haven't
Uh,
either. Yeah, I never played Tears, which I'm really behind on, so I should probably do that.
yeah, so but I mean that's interesting. Yeah, like we obviously know, generally speaking, the Zelda lore is that Link is like her protector. Um, so yeah, it makes sense for obviously if
Oh,
he
he
could be
said Link's house in
in
Hatino. Is that
Hetsune.
what he calls?
Yeah, I don't know. Was that a storyline in Tears of the Kingdom, or like where are you getting that from? Like where does that information come from? Like do you talk to somebody in Hatino that says that? I don't remember, but maybe. Um,
It's possible.
yeah, and
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hatino Village in Tears of the Kingdom is the one with the all the possessions. Oh, okay. Well, that's different. That's yeah. I don't know. There could be some interesting lore there that they're trying to kind of hiding and
Oh, he said go to the house. So if you go to the house, then you'd see all her possessions and the hints there.
well, yeah.
That's interesting.
They could be hinting at some different things. She might have like had a hideout there or whatever. That doesn't mean that they like are married or anything, but
I mean, let's be honest. When you play Skyward Sword, they're like giddy teenagers for each other, so they're definitely in love.
yeah, but they're teenagers there for sure. So yeah. Anyway, that's some fun story like that. I hope like, they get to continue to unfold as they build more. Yeah, yeah,
He's building his case here. He said her diary and it's decorated like she was living there. So yeah, I think you're probably right. But
yeah. I mean, she probably was living there.
so I think there's credence to them to be able to build that out with the movies. For
Yeah,
sure.
that'll be
Um,
fun to see.
but yeah, no, I mean, there's so many possibilities. I think that's what's so cool about this, and I appreciate you guys chiming in because I mean, there's a lot of things they could do, and I think us as fans have so many expectations and so many ideas that could come true. Ultimately,
Yeah,
Nintendo's going to do what they think is best. But I mean, I think if this movie does really well, and then a spinoff movie like Donkey Kong does really well, they're going to continue to do
yeah.
that. And I
Oh
think we're
yeah,
going to get Nintendo movies for years to come because I mean, animation is a massive art form for them to push things like this, and um, I think Illumination could become the new juggernaut of animated movies.
yeah. I mean, they already kind of are. Like they're pushing out really great movies over and over, and like all their movies are doing really well. And so I definitely think that they're kind of one of the top dogs. I guess the real question would be like in this cinematic universe, like we talked about Zelda and Link being kind of mainstays, is how well is the live action movie going to do? Because that's kind of unproven, and how would they make that transfer over? That is to be seen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, unless they did something, I mean, it would be weird, but I guess they could like go through a portal and get sucked in, and they end up in the,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
if the Zelda and Link movie don't like if that movie Legend of Zelda movie does not do well, then you know that's a whole nother headache for them to deal with.
it has a bigger uphill battle than Mario does. Mario was easily translated to animation. Um, but now we're dealing with a situation where people are going to have a lot of opinions of how it looks because it's live action, and also with the actual actors that are playing those roles, um, because people always critique about everything. So I think they're definitely fighting an uphill battle. And honestly, I'm a little not sketch, but I'm a little skeptical about it too because the writer for it is, I think Joby Harold is one of the writers for it, and he's the one. He's had a lot of like flops with movies.
Oh, really? He's one of the
Uh,
writers for the Zelda movie.
I think it was Joby Harold. Maybe let me look it up. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like I what gives me hope is that I know like Nintendo's heavily involved, and that makes me think that they're at least going to do a lot of fanfare. Now it's hard to know whether or not like combat is going to be good and CGI is going to be good for Ganon and stuff like that. Like that, I don't know, but that's going to be something to see. And I think the like we obviously don't know much about the actor and actresses that are playing them, but
Well, I think the beauty of those actors is that they are nobodies, which is honestly better when it comes to beloved characters. I mean, you look at something like Star Wars, George Lucas specifically cast people that people didn't really know that weren't big time
yeah,
actors because he wanted them to embody the character, not for
right,
people to critique who the person is playing that character.
yeah, I agree.
And so I think it makes sense with these kids that are playing these characters.
Yeah,
Um, I did just look it up. It's Wes Ball, not Joey Harold, but Wes Ball. He was the Maze Runner writer, which actually were pretty solid movies. And then he did the most recent Kingdom of the Planet of
that's
the
right.
Apes, which
The
I
Planet
actually
of
like
the
that movie as well.
Yeah.
But I know he's had some
Mhm.
flops with like some of the like the
Yeah.
more
And I
expensive.
think, correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, but I think that he mentioned that he was a big Zelda fan. Is that right?
He did.
Westball, yeah. So I mean, like to me, that bodes well, obviously, because he knows about the movies and he kind of has somewhat of line. And then, like I said, like Nintendo and Shigeru Miyamoto being heavily involved in the movie making process gives me hope that they're going to stay true to like kind of the essence of the video games and make it good. But there's more factors to worry about in a live action, and I don't know how that's going to play out on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean Miyamoto involved is one of the biggest key points here. I mean, if he wasn't involved at all, that'd be pretty concerning. But I think that he would keep him on track. I mean, I think the Mario movies have shown that they are pretty dedicated to the lore in every
Yeah,
detail.
right. Yeah, because Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo are heavily involved, and they know back in Inside Out the whole lore of all the video games, and so it's gonna be the best.
Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if we'll start seeing signs of what they're going to do with the movies based on how what games come out for the Switch 2. I think Donkey Kong is a fair play because we already know they're building that out. But I think if we actually do get a Star Fox game with Switch 2, I think it's a fair bet that they're going to put that into a movie.
Yeah,
Because I think like Metroid's doing really well with the resurgence. Pokemon's always done well, so they could definitely expand upon Pokemon. But honestly, I think Pokemon's not gonna. They could bring in Pikachu for a Super Smash Brothers movie, but I think in the larger sense, like Pokemon's already an anime that's like stood the test of time. So they're going to continue to do their own thing. I
sure.
think the things that are
Yeah,
really going to build upon Mario are Donkey Kong and Legend of Zelda and Kirby and Samus and
yeah.
Star Fox and
Star
all those
Fox.
different
Yeah,
things. I think that make the most sense.
yeah. Captain Falcon. I think those. Yeah, they could really resurrect some of the game franchises with movie inclusions or vice versa, and they could really capitalize on that because you have fans of these games, like specifically Star Fox and F Zero, that they've seen nothing over the past couple years, and those are cool characters. And I think that if those characters can get some sort of resurgence in a movie, or even just a cameo, it kind of opens the door for them to capitalize on game and vice versa.
Yeah. The only struggle is you're dealing with a bunch of IPs that I think dealing with the IP. Your wife's saying hi.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
Hello, Laura. Hey, babe. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining in. If you have any questions, let us know.
Thanks for joining, Laura. Yeah, I mean, I think that dealing with those IPs is the biggest deal. I mean, like Nintendo, Nintendo is this like they're obviously they own all these things, but I mean you're also dealing with a lot of different like rights to make movies and to get things
Yeah,
distributed and all those different things. And I think that's why I mean it took a while for Pokemon to get a live action movie out there.
yeah,
I mean it's I mean obviously something like Samus and Metroid and all that kind of stuff. Like there's probably a lot of pieces to the puzzle that we're not really thinking about.
yeah.
And they need to put all that together. And I think it would take some time. But I mean, it would be I mean, it'd be the most successful thing that a video game franchise has ever pulled off if they're able to conquer the
Oh,
movie
dude.
universe as well.
Yeah, I mean they obviously did it with the first movie, right? It's the most successful video game movie adaptation, and I think it ranks like 6 or 7 on animated movies ever. And like I said again, and reiterating it, this Galaxy movie is gonna crush it. And so I think that we can look forward to like them continuing to amp up the movie series, and not to mention like the Minecraft movie. Personally, I didn't see it, but from what I know, like it did well because the fan base is so huge, but it wasn't necessarily as well made as the Mario movie was. But I think that's another like Minecraft Steve is in Smash, like is in the Smash now. So I think that we can see a bunch of these things piecing together. We know like as a whole, video games are very popular, and there's going to be more of these like video game movies, shows have been coming up all over the place. There's going to be no slowing down.
Yeah, but I don't think that if they do a Super Smash Bros. Movie, I don't think we're gonna get that many characters like the games. I think we're gonna get a core 6 or 7, 6, 7.
Yeah, well,
But I think that
no, you're right. I mean, I think they'd probably stick with the original Smash Bros. Character, which I can't remember now for the life of me. There might have been 8 or 12, or I don't think there was 16. I think maybe 8 for sure, and then maybe there was some DLC to it. If you know anybody in the comments knows how many characters were on the original Smash Bros, let us know.
it was more than 6.
I think it was 8. I think it was 8 originally, but I could be wrong.
That's
I'm
Rose,
sure.
right?
I'm sure
Oh,
Laura knows, so we can
yeah.
ask her.
Yeah, Laura, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. I mean, like you look she said 8. Uh I
It's
think
a
when
good
you're
question.
looking at like you go by the Avengers scenario. Oh, S Rose says I think 12 is right. 8
Yeah.
unlocked from the start and 4 unlockables.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought it was 12 and 8. Like 8, you start out with, and then you get a few more. I can't remember exactly the characters, but yeah, I think that's. I think you're. I think that's right, and I think that's what S Rose is right.
Yeah. Um Laura's boasting now.
Yeah.
She seems to get
Well,
everything.
she does know a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if she knew it. She used to play a lot of N64 back in the day with her brothers.
Yeah,
So
she's an original gangster.
that's right.
Um yeah, no, I think but when you go by the Avengers rule, the Marvel rule, I mean, if you're really going to look at something like that, like the original Avengers movie was the 6, right? So and they expanded later.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're looking at Mario like a Mario universe or a larger Nintendo universe, I mean, to me the 6 would be Mario, Donkey Kong,
Hmm.
Star Fox, Link, Samus, and then Kirby.
Pikachu is what I would say.
Oh, really? I would have said Kirby.
Well, Kirby. Okay, fair enough. So I would say both. I would say all those are original characters. I think maybe there was one more of the original. I think it was maybe Bowser. I think they're um
Bowser or Luigi because
or
he
wait,
in there.
no, I think Captain Falcon, F-Zero.
Yeah, he was actually. Well, wait, Ness was too, wasn't he?
I think he was one of the yeah, I think he might have been the
Ness was
unlockable.
an OG.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They could do a lot of things. The problem, yeah, like we said, the problem with that is that it goes into some lesser known IPs, and obviously Nintendo's about making money, so we're not
Yeah,
going to see much
they're
direction.
not gonna do something like Ness.
They're not going to make an Earthbound movie.
Nobody knows
It's
what
Mother 3 still hasn't come over to the United States, so we're
right.
yeah. So we'll have to see, but it's exciting nonetheless.
Yeah. So Laura wants to talk Mario Kart. So since we're gonna touch upon this briefly,
Let's
Laura,
talk about it.
do you think we're gonna get another Mario Kart centric scene in the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
That's a
Because the
great
first one,
question.
you remember the first movie we got Rainbow Road.
We got a really sweet scene in the first movie when he's riding. Not only do we get like the Rainbow Road scene, but we got like actual battle, like shells being thrown over and a blue shell even,
Yeah.
which is cool.
She says yes. So maybe a reference could be the bikes.
But true, they are on the bikes. We've seen that, but the question is, will we have like a legit scene like we did in the first one with some battling? That would be sweet. I'm about it. We could have a sequel to Rainbow Road up in Galaxy.
Oh, like one of the Rainbow Roads from the other games.
Yep.
Wait, which one? What Mario Kart
That
was it?
was
Where the
that was thing
Rainbow
Mario
Road?
Kart 7. That was Mario Kart 7. That was like on
Oh,
different planets. Yeah.
that was
Okay, wait.
cool.
We got a comment from the singing Chalice again. I think she's dropping the original characters for us.
No, she's saying that's who
Mario.
they would be.
That's who it would be, or those are original Smash characters.
Wait, was Yoshi an original Smash character?
I think he was, yeah. Well, I don't
Oh,
know. Kirby, Fox, Pikachu. Yeah. Those might have been the original 8. And then Ness, Captain Falcon. I can't remember the other two characters would have been DLC or unlockable or whatever.
I think you're right. I think she's right. I don't remember Yoshi being an original, but maybe it was.
Maybe it was. Yoshi's
Oh
very
yeah, she said
beloved.
original Smash. She said original Smash.
Let's go. All right, thanks for dropping the knowledge on us, singing
Yeah, it
Chalice.
was
But
good.
um, yeah, they can do a lot with it. I really hope that they kind of head toward that direction. I know that the Smash community is massive. This would be a huge moneymaker for Nintendo and Illumination or whoever they're partnering with. But we can only dream. We can only hope.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, do we want to, unless anybody else has comments about the larger universe, we were going to briefly mention the characters that Nintendo dropped that were going to be in this movie. They
Yes.
released a teaser that shows all the characters that or like the side characters that are going to be in this movie. Obviously,
Yep.
they're probably hiding some stuff, but I think um, the teaser they showed shows all the Mario centric creatures that we're going to get in this movie. So I can
Yeah.
pull it up while you're answering Laura's question.
Yeah. Laura asks, when is Daisy going to make an appearance in these movies? Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. But I think that she has a small chance to make it in this movie. I wouldn't bet on it, but there's always a possibility. But I think she's coming soon. I think she has a lot of lore. She's been very popular in the games, and she's a very beloved character. She's been in literally every sports game, Mario Party, and even some of the mainline games. So I think she's going to be coming in soon, and I don't disagree that she's got to have some special relationship with Peach, right? I mean, there's got to be something there, and maybe that's what this origin is. Maybe she is in this movie. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Pete or Daisy has her own pretty full length story
Yeah,
with Sarasa Land. So to me, I think they should save it. To me, it seems too jam packed.
I mean, true, but they definitely want to throw out like cast a wide net and gather characters in. And if people hear Daisy's in the movie, they're coming out to see the movie. I don't think that they. I think they might take the approach of like going for broke and like let's throw everything in there, get people excited, and we'll figure out what to do with the next movie. But
That's fair.
we'll see.
So I was trying to find a good image that showed all the characters. This is the one I found. It's a Facebook. Uh,
Yeah,
oh
super
wait,
super cool.
something's happening with
Uh-oh.
Facebook over here. It's not loading properly. There we go. I think it's moving now. Um, so this is an image, but there's a teaser out there. You guys could go watch it on YouTube that runs through all these characters, but it shows it really quickly. So it was better to pull up an image of all
Yeah,
the ones they showed. But this was the tease they showed for all the characters that are going to be in the movie. So we
yeah.
obviously see our main people. You got Luigi in his frog costume, Toad in his penguin costume. But Jonathan, what do you think about this? I mean, there's some pretty
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean this is awesome. Like this is a Mario fan's dream right here. I mean, you have a massive list of different characters that have been in a number of different games. I mean, it's not that's the other beautiful thing is I think it's beautiful that they're pulling from everything. I mean, we have Sunshine characters in there, we have Odyssey characters in there, we have Super Bros. 2 characters, like we have characters from every kind of game you think about. And what was the big talk of the town is that the Pikmin were in there. And so Shigeru Miyamoto and his Pikmin, he loves them, and so I don't know what kind of role they're going to play, if it's significant or if it's another like hidden appearance for him. But um, the
Yeah,
Nintendo loves to put Pikmin in small, discrete places and do funny things, as we saw in the Nintendo World. Austin, I don't know if you remember, but there's Pikmin hidden all over Super Nintendo World
yeah.
and
There was
Universal, which is kind of cool.
there was a couple of them in the entrance to Donkey Kong in the corner.
That's
Uh,
right.
but for those of you who don't know what Pikmin are, they're these little. Here's the second to last row in the corner right here where my cursor is. But it's the yellow, blue, and red creatures. So I mean, well, which is interesting too because Olimer, the main guy of those
He's
games,
space.
the space thing. So they could also reference that.
Dude, there's so much they could do with these. We can only hope, hope which direction they're going to go in. But yeah, this list of characters is incredible. I mean, I see some really exciting people, and the other good thing is like there's so many Mario characters not included here, but seeing Piantas, Charge and Chuck, Thwomps, Bloopers. I mean, again, like they're coming from all different types of games, so
Yeah.
so exciting, so good to see.
What's super cool, I mean, like, we've talked about this extensively already, but the Super Mario Brothers 2 characters, we got King Wart, the frog right here. We got Mauser, which is probably the best looking Mauser we've gotten so far,
Oh
and
yeah,
then Birdo, which we all know what Birdo looks like if you've ever played a Mario game. But the Mauser and the King Wart are probably the coolest ones. We also do got Claw Grip, which is pretty cool. But seeing those, and I'm really curious with the part they play. It's probably still going to be a small one, especially if
yeah.
they're them with these side characters. But just the fact that we're getting something like that, like, I mean, I never would have thought. I mean, I played Super Mario 2, mainly with Super Mario Advance the most, all the
Yeah.
time. Okay, so it's just cool to see these characters.
Really cool. Yeah. I think I mean you don't have to wait long anymore, Austin. It's coming out next week. I'm going Wednesday night, and then probably again Saturday with my daughter. So it's gonna be a fun time. I'm gonna again at least see the movie twice in the theater that opening weekend. So we're gonna have lots to talk about coming up, lots of shorts and long form videos. So see the movie so we can talk about spoiler stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But do we have anything else, Aus?
We will be doing one more Mario Monday before the movie releases, and so next week we'll probably be jumping into like final predictions
Yep.
about what we think is going to happen, and just kind of get ready for the movie. But much more to come. Stay tuned to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and like this video too, like these lives, because the more likes that we get on these lives, the more YouTube will help with the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. So we really appreciate those who joined. Um, and we love the engagement too because we're just trying to we love the conversations. So stay tuned
Yeah.
this coming week because we're going to be pushing out before the movie some videos that we did around the Mario Galaxy games, some funny stuff that we did, and then we're also got a vlog coming out from our trip to Universal where me and Jonathan dressed up as Mario and Luigi. So stay tuned to the channel for much more content. We're excited. We appreciate you guys joining tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for chiming in and chatting with us, and we'll see you guys in the next one.